Thanks for watching this video for the 2020 Vision Conference. We're excited that this will be Davis's first fully online conference. I'm Darren Kinnett, Davis District's Professional Learning Supervisor. Our goal in putting this video together is to help you to make your online conference experience smooth and successful. For most people, this is going to be their first online conference. We want to make sure that you're familiar with the tools and the platform to make sure that this conference experience is easy and valuable. Here's the conference schedule. We'll begin on the morning of the 11th with a short greeting at 8:30 from Dr. Logan Toon, Davis's Assistant Superintendent. There are 4 breakout sessions that each last 1 hour, with a 10-minute break between each. We'll take a 40-minute lunch break at 12:20 between session 3 and session 4. And then we'll wrap up the day after session 4 with some short closing remarks from our superintendent, Reed Newey, at 2:10. There are 2 online tools that you'll use throughout the conference, Sched and Microsoft Teams. So Sched is what you'll use to browse through all the different presentations and put together a schedule for yourself for the conference. You can view Sched through the browser on your computer or your phone or your tablet. That's how I'm viewing this right now. And you can also download the Sched app. So this is what Sched looks like when you get to the conference. And you'll see right here, here's my account. And if I want to, I can click on that. And if I'd like to upload a picture of myself or edit my bio, I can do that here by hitting Edit Profile, and I can change any settings that I want to and then save them. And then people can see what I've put on about myself. But if I click here on Schedule, this shows me all the presentations that are available. So right here, for the very first session that starts at 9, you can see the presentations that are happening. Here are the presentations for the second session, for the third session, and then for the last session after lunch. And you can see that they're color-coded. And right here is the key. So the red ones have to do with digital teaching and learning tools. Green are elementary, orange is secondary, and blue is SEL, social emotional learning. Know that you are welcome and invited to attend any of these sessions, whether you're currently teaching elementary or secondary. They'll all be valuable. So when I want to click, and right here I can see all the people who have recently been on. Some have uploaded pictures and some haven't. But say I want to check out this first session, I can click on it and I can see a quick write-up of what the session will be covering. I can see the presenter, and I'm recording this a month before the conference, and there are already 4 people who have already who are already planning to attend. If I decide that I want to attend, I click here and it's saved to my schedule. If I decide later that I don't want to attend this one, I can come back and unclick it, and it's removed from my schedule. But if it's on my schedule, on the day of the conference, I will click here on Video Stream, and it will take me right out to Teams so that I can join the meeting. And I'm going to pull this over so you can see it. If you're familiar with Teams, you'll see that it has all the same tools that you've used if you've been using Teams to meet with your students or to meet with your school. To make the conference experience as comfortable as possible for everyone, here are some norms that we're going to ask you to follow. First, please be sure to mute your microphone whenever you aren't speaking to the group. This will help everyone to be able to hear the presenters and will reduce background noise and feedback. So when you're in Teams, you'll see this this menu down here at the bottom of the screen, and there's this microphone icon. You can click that, and a slash will appear through it to show that you are muted. And then when you want to unmute to ask a question or make a comment, you can click on it again to unmute yourself. Our second norm is that we're going to ask you to keep your video off through the entire conference. Now, video is great to have when you're doing smaller meetings because you can see people's facial reactions and body language. But when you've got large groups meeting like this, the video tends to bog down the bandwidth, and it becomes kind of a distraction to have everyone's video on. And so we're going to ask you to keep your video off, and it's very similar to muting your microphone. You can mute your video down here in this same menu. And you can see that mine is muted. I've got that little slash through it showing that my camera isn't broadcasting. So our third norm is we're going to ask you to raise your hand to make a comment or ask a question. This isn't going to be a sit and get type conference. You're going to have plenty of opportunity to ask questions, to interact with other attendees, and to try out and enact some of the skills and strategies and tools that you see presented. And so when you want to make a comment or ask a question, you'll come to the same menu, and there's a hand icon here. When you click on that icon, you can choose to raise your hand, and then the presenter will see that you've got your hand raised and will pause so that you can make a comment or ask a question. And then when you're done, you can click on this same icon again, and it will lower your hand. So our last norm is that we're going to ask you to be sure to attend the sessions that you added to your schedule on Sched. So you remember that when we looked at Sched, that when you chose session to attend, breakout session to attend, it put this little check mark and then grayed out everything else during that same time period. If I decided at the last minute that rather than going to this session, I want to go to the SEL and secondary classroom session, I need to make sure that I uncheck this one and check that one. And that will help our secretaries as they go through and take attendance so that we can award your relicensure points to you. They'll know where to take attendance for you. Thanks again for watching this video and for attending the 2020 Vision Conference. The breakout session presenters are excited to share strategies, techniques, and tools with you, and we'll be excited to see you there on August 11th at 8:30. Have a great summer.